Vibration upgrade in progress. 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 Vibration upgrade at 50%. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade at 75%. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade is complete. Your messenger has arrived. The show will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initiate. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tanya Lee of Harmonia, and we are here for all signs week ahead to see what the weekly energy is for us for each individual zodiac sign. But we also have collective readings, and we may have two. That depends. That depends on, well, you guys, because we do have a donation going on here. So it's only over on YouTube. Sorry, Twitch and Facebook. We still love you guys, so don't be shy. Say hello. But the goal target is over on YouTube. So if we get 5 targeted donations here, you become a sponsor, but also you unlock the faded dice here with the zodiac signs that come up. So you may have multitudes of times here to, well, get additional readings. So please keep that in mind. So we're going to get started here. Looks like I got my moderators here. Welcome, Papa. Hello, Star. Hello, Bernadette and Nafa. Don't be shy, guys. Say hello. Amaya, thank you for coming on, stopping by. Guys, if you wouldn't mind sharing is caring, specifically on Facebook. I've been having some Facebook issues. It just doesn't want to I constantly have to restart the live. So I have to constantly, send it, and then all the notifications get missed. So if you can share on Facebook, I would really appreciate it, just because of people who did set their notifications. They won't get it now. They won't get it, which kind of stinks. But anywho, that's just how life is. So let's get started here. Before we begin the collective energy here, we're just going to do some astrology highlighted news here. And well, how did you guys all do last week with all of those planetary shifts in Aries? Now, I felt like it was very divided from the collective individuals here who I was touching base with, or who had reached out even during the live shows, is that there was individuals here where it was a great week. They were making all those bold moves, getting that momentum going, and others who were just completely exhausted, wiped out. Right? So Aries left the building here, or is leaving the building, even though it's April 19th. But we're moving, guys, into Taurus season. Here we are for April 20th, where it's officially Taurus season. So happy birthday out there to my bulls. That's going to be a big shift, a completely different shift from the fiery energy into the earth element. Now that we've built that momentum, we have now the ability here to, well, ground ourselves. This would be a great time here to say, what are we building here? Yeah, that's right. Taurus energy is slower, but is incredibly intentional and sensual. It's about what you're actually investing your time, your energy, and your resources into. So we'll see a little bit how that's going to play out with the collective reading, but I do want to bring up 2 big shifts worth mentioning in the sky this week. A lot of astrologers are talking about this. First, we have Venus, the planet of love, moving into Gemini around the 23rd or 24th, and that's depending on where you are. Now, this is where things start getting really interesting. We're going to see a personality switch here with the love planet Venus, because while Venus has been in Taurus, it's been grounded and loyal and steady. Now it's moving with Gemini, and it's about curiosity. So there's going to be more communication, more mental stimulation. This is where intellectual connections become very attractive to individuals. So you may notice a shift into wanting to engage more this week. Conversations are going to matter. Communication is incredibly hot in multitudes of reasons why, but this is also a great time here during that period for the 23rd and 24th for networking, socializing, and sharing ideas. Now, also, if you follow Vedic astrology, the timing is a little bit different because Venus doesn't enter Gemini until around mid-May. So the Taurus influence may feel a little bit like it's lingering, okay? Now, after that, we've got a bigger shift around April 24th to the 25th, and this is depending on where you are. Again, we have Uranus, the planet of innovation and disruption and rebellion, officially moving into Taurus, into Gemini. Now, this has been stationed here since 2018, guys, from what I read. So that's 7 years. It's been shaken up our stability, our money, and our values. So while this is now moving now into this energy, this begins a whole new era. So it will be interesting to see the shift into Gemini and how it's going to impact communications. And this is more like worldwide communications. A lot of astrologers are talking about this as how we're going to have that technology boom here because, well, disruption comes in place with that. And that includes AI, guys. So not just personally, this is also some global changes. And that looks like it's going to happen until 2032 to 2033. So we're in a long haul with that. But let's roll and see what's playing out here for us in the collective energy. We're going to get to the collective messages now. First, we're going to roll our archetype. Let's see what archetype is showing up for us this week. Let's call in our guides, our ancestors, and our ascendant master. Spirit, if we can hone in to the archetypes, which one is here with us? Which one is embodying us this week? Ooh, we have a 1 and a 2, which comes to the artist. Ooh, this is a nice energy here. Let me just switch this on screen. Sorry, guys, I'm having... Where is it? Where is it? Where's my picture? Where is it? Here she is, the artist. So the artist is all about, here we go. Sorry, I have to get used to this new view for me. The artist is all about creation, creativity, expression, but it's primarily regarding collaboration. Okay. The creativity sparks are happening here this week for us. And this is going to be interesting because if astrology plays out, the creativity comes in our words, in our communication. And I love how in the background here, we kind of see in the presence here, 2 individuals here who are talking or commencing here in discussion while another is just really going into their art. This is a moment here this week where I feel we're going to take and see what we're building, you know, especially since we had all of that Aries energy. There's just something here about what's building here in a threshold. And it has to be with, you know, putting, you know, it's like pen to paper, or in this case, a paintbrush to the canvas. But the artist is here this week and she will play out into the signs. We're going to keep her on the top portion here. Whoops, sorry. Let me just make sure she's over here. She'll be here for us through the entire readings, and this will bleed into the rest of them. Let's see how we're showing up. Let's see how we're showing up this week. Remember, no reversals on initial story play. Spirit, how are we showing up? Oh, boy. Well, listen, at least we know our limits, right? With the 10 of Wands, it's like I can't carry no more, because if I keep carrying this, I am not going to be able to see, especially if it's something here where you need to put your time and effort into. She's hunched over. She's looking like something is very heavy this week. All right. What else is going on here? Spirit, what is going on here for us collectively this week? Self-care, balance is needed. Taking time to replenish your mind, your body, and soul is a must. Enjoy this time to reconnect and make yourself a priority and ask yourself, what is serving me and what is taking from me. Much can be revealed when you stop putting yourself at the bottom of the list here this week. All right, so I feel too creativity is needed with that artist, because I feel, when you think of being an artist, when you take that moment here just to be more creative, this is allowing you to be more playful, even if it's coloring in a coloring book. And yes, they make adult coloring books. I love them. But there's this need here for expression, release. Interesting. All right. What is our challenge this week? Although I feel like the 10 of Wands is a challenge. What is the challenge for us this week? Look at all of these wands. I just feel it's this energy of getting, we're leaving that Aries energy. Okay. Looks like dragonfly wings. And you think of dragonflies, you think of ascension, right? There is an opportunity here, but you may feel a little exhausted. So it's not that it's not in your hands. It is in your hands. But the idea of going across here, this ocean, to get to it seems a bit like I gotta lose some weight here. Okay. I gotta have some rest here. There's directions here. There's a direction here that you specifically want to go towards. It's an opportunity here this week for you, collective. All right. Let's see how the universe here is supporting us. Wow, the universe supports you for saying no. Every time you say no this week, you're getting a thumbs up, all right? Improper boundaries. Improper boundaries are needed here. All of this, it has to do with fire energy. Now, I saw here on some of the live chat, I said to you, there's two ways, 50-50 where the collective was, where they were feeling the momentum here, where things were really good last week, where they were getting ahead, they were building a speed, feeling great. But this week here, there's something here about taking on too much. So be careful. Now, for others of you who have been dragging, feeling exhausted, your boundaries are going to be pushed this week, just like those other individuals. But here's the thing. You may not even have the strength for a boundary here. Right? It's just like, oh, let me just paddle through this. But if you tread, you're going to sink. And there's something here where you're being asked to let go. Okay. So that's the energy for the collective readings. These are going to play out individually here each time that you get a reversal in our readings. And we are officially moving into Taurus season. So sorry, Aries, you are last and Taurus is first. Happy birthday out there to my Taurus. And we're going to move on to Taurus next. Taurus is up. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Thanks, guys, for sharing and liking. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, we do have a goal going on here over on YouTube. So make sure you hit that target. Hit that target. If we get 5, we'll unlock one here for you. Taurus. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Spirit, how is Taurus feeling going into this week? Here we go. The devil here reversed. Capricorn energy. Well, this is usually a card, and I say usually, okay, because I feel with it being the challenge is that this week you may find yourself falling into old patterns. And these are patterns that are old belief systems, okay? Whether it is falling off the wagon, things that you had changed before and you're like, why is this coming back up? Some of you, it has to do with, eating, substance, escapism. There's just something here where the limit goes a little bit off key, off the wagon. And so I feel this is a week here where my Taurus, there's something that you're revisiting here of an old pattern, but let's see externally. You just fall off the wagon. Don't worry. You can always pick yourself up again and start over again. Yeah, there's this energy here of shame, old heartbreak. Now, some of you, the reason for this is because you hear communication from an individual here that broke your heart, or is toxic. There's just this energy here of falling in an old pattern with an individual. And if not, it's just an old version of you, an old version of you. What is the integration of this for Taurus? We have the Queen of Wands energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Well, she's vibrant, she's creative. But the integration of this also makes you look like that one. You'll realize this shift, Taurus, fairly quickly. So it's almost like once you fall into this nostalgic memory or this grief period, you also have this energy here of, what am I doing? I forgot who I am. I know my worth. So I do see that this is just a blip for you this week. Okay. It's just like having a bad day. And this week here has to do with the bad day having to do with patterns or dealing with a person here that caused you grief, period. All right. Your reaction to this? Devil energy. Getting this monkey off your back. Welcome, Barbara. Judgment. Yeah. Decision time. I don't need that on my back anymore. So this is you being able to lift yourself up. It's okay to fall back into something, but you're realizing something a lot quicker now than before. But I do feel this energy of beating yourself up. But let's see what the greater opportunity of why this is coming up for you this week. Keep focusing on that balance. I do. Look at this. We have the Knight of Cups. The bigger opportunity here is self-love. Self-love, an offer of compassion, right? Be kind to yourself. There's a greater opportunity here for emotional satisfaction to say, you know what? I'm allowed to have a bad day, but I can pick myself up. And there is a huge opportunity here to feel that. Now, some of you may be receiving an apology. You may be. But the question, I felt it. The question here, though, is for you, is this reconciliation something that you want to continue a pattern with or make peace with and move on with another? Okay. Now, I also feel if this doesn't have to do with an apology, and if it's something here where you're just having a bad day, this is you looking at your habits and not looking and playing a victim and saying, you know what, I can get over this. I can reconcile this. And I see you actually doing that here for you. Advice for you. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I love this Ace of Wands card here because it kind of shows this is very different than a typical one. Usually they're showing a lot of growth, but you see how one side looks dead, another side is growth. It doesn't mean that you've stopped or halted your growth this week. There was just something here that was meant to be pruned. And for some of you, it's just not repeating a pattern with another individual, not allowing yourself to trip, but putting yourself back on your feet, keep moving forward the way that you need with peace and motivation. And others of you, it's just picking yourself up and being in a very creative way here and be compassionate with yourself with that Ace of Wands energy. A lot of wands here for you. Yeah, this is all about your stability, taking your time, growth. Yeah. The Knight of Pentacles here has to do with you. Taurus energy here, which is all about your stability. Now, your final message here from Auntie is this. This is your season, Taurus. The spotlight is on you, but it's not about rushing forward. It's about choosing what actually is worth your time. Ooh, this goes really nicely here with this. I remember channeling this. With all this Gemini energy coming in, people may be pulling on your attention more than usual. Stay grounded in your own rhythm. Your affirmation this week is this, Taurus. I invest my energy into what truly nourishes and sustains me. So focus, put the focus back on you. All right. That's what I got here for Taurus. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget there's always more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Community. And you most certainly can book a private reading over there as well on my website. Gemini is up. My gems, where you at? Where you at? Hey, Meredith. I'm not sure if I said hello to you. Good to see you. Gemini. Gemini, let's see how your week's going. Spirit, how is Gemini feeling this week? Oh, we have the 2 of coins. Watch your back this week. Like literally, don't break it. Don't break your back this week. You got a busy week. You do. You're juggling a lot. It's not saying that you can't do it, but there's a Zen moment needed here. Okay. Breathe. Okay. You got a lot on your plate, but there's just, that's a hardcore move here. Maybe something about being a ballerina is something significant to you. External reason why. Because you do not want to literally break down. Okay. You don't want to be a fool about this. I love how the Fool is holding the Fool card. Isn't that cool? But there's just something here about not taking a risk. And externally, something feels amiss or off kilter a little bit from you. Whether this is a lot of people just wanting your attention or how much you can handle, but it's also saying, I'm not going to risk hurting myself so that I can't be stable. Some of you, this is a financial decision. Integration of this. Look, you have made this. You had a very similar situation like this recently come out. And it's almost poor judgment. Poor judgment. All right. Now that's not saying that you're making poor judgment. You're just not being the fool this week. You are really doing the minimum of what you feel is your threshold. Okay. You are balancing yourself this week. You got a lot of individuals here who want your time and your energy, and you're being asked here to call in your strength, but in the place here that you can feel the strongest, your core. Proper boundaries are needed. Your response to this, look at this. We got the Page of Coins. You have someone in particular who's going to be consistently, look at this, wanting to get you down the rabbit hole. All right. This person here could be younger than you, but the immaturity here is they're always in a rush. That's how you know. All right. But you know that if you rush through this, you're going to trip and fall flat on your face because you're carrying a lot of weight right now. You are. So whoever this individual is, some of you could literally be a child, okay, or someone just acting childish. The attention here has to be with what you are already carrying. Yeah, because in the long run, the opportunity here has to do with your stability. You know how much you can carry this week. Do not let an individual here push you off the cliff here, right? Be naive, because you've done this before with this individual or the situation. Greater gain for you this week. We have the Page of Wands. This person's going to be angry. All right. Be prepared. Because this individual, because whatever you've said yes to before with them, and it kind of made you fall flat in your face, you're not doing that mistake again this week. You're not. All right. But you also have an individual here who's pissed, who's probably going to have a tantrum on you. And, it is what it is. You got yourself to worry about here. You don't want to burn yourself out. There's a big opportunity coming your way here with that Two of Wands, and you know that you need proper boundaries. It's simple as that. So you do have somebody here this week, Gemini, who's testing your boundaries. I just heard love and light. Love and light. You can still be nice, but advice here for you, the world. All right. This is something here where it's coming full circle. It's coming back around, or an individual or a situation's coming back around. But you get to choose differently this time. All right. You absolutely get to choose differently here. We have Judgment and we have the World. Could be dealing with the Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, or Taurus too. Yeah, this is a recalibration week for you. All right, balancing yourself out with that Libra energy. It's needed. There's you know, it's funny because this World card, she looks like she's pregnant, right? She's got the world, the rebirth in her belly, the womb. But there's just something here that's part of the cycle where someone is rushing you, and it's like we're late, and you're like, I got 9 more months of this. Like, I gotta pace myself. I can't be rushing into this the way I used to. So communication is going to be tough here this week. All right. Auntie says for you, you're about to feel the shift the most. Venus is stepping into your sign this week, and we have Uranus is right behind it. So there's excitement, there's new conversations, there's new ideas, but there's also unpredictability this week. And we see that here with this individual. Don't scatter your energy. I remember channeling that. Your affirmation: I choose clarity in my thoughts and intention in my words. That's what I got here for you, Gemini. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Community. And if you're looking to book a private reading, just go and head over to my website. ZW, these are not personal readings. These are collective readings. You may find those answers with your own intuition by looking at your signs in your natal chart: Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Otherwise, you can book private readings over at Harmonia Friends, my website. But I do not do Rokus, so. Hey guys, we got a donation going on here. So if we get 5 targeted donations, we will unlock the collective bonus. Don't forget that's going on. Hit that target. Okay, Star. All good. Cancer is in the house. You're welcome, Barb. Cancer, how you feeling going into this week? Ooh, so something here feels stuck. You may feel stuck. I almost feel like there's a frog in your throat. You wanting to say something, but I also, when the wheel is reversed, it simply means it's not going forward the way that you would like to. It's still destiny. It's based on the fates. It's based on the universe. And it's not that you're having bad luck, but there's this energy of wait with either waiting, or you are like shifting or spiraling a different direction than what you like to. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. All right, let's see what the external reason for this is. You got 2 10s here. Oh, well, we have the King of Swords here, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So this is someone here who is very honest, authentic, logical. Did someone put a boundary on you? It feels like that. This could be a boss, a counselor, just a person here who's incredibly direct here with you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We got the World here, reverse, unfinished business. So someone here is very cutting to you this week. And the cutting has to do with their communication. They're direct, but I feel like you're either being cut off or told no, but there's no explanation why. So you may feel the need to want to like work this out with this individual, but this is not a week here that you'll be able to, because someone here is being very, very direct. Very, very, very. So it's almost like if you're asking for help or assistance or help me understand this is not a week you get it. It feels like someone here is, I don't know, like just put a boundary on you. How Cancer is reacting to this? Not too great. It's almost like, geez, I asked for your help. I asked for your assistance, and you're disappointing me here. This feels like being backstabbed, and this is something that's not going to feel great. Look at all of the 10s. 10, 10, 10. All right. This is something here where I feel you're vulnerable about. You are asking for help, asking for assistance, trying to set an appointment, and someone is saying, nope, booked. Can't. Not this week. And you're like, you told me if, there's something here that this individual had said to you about being there. Ask, if you need anything, ask for help. Greater opportunity here for you. Gosh, there's fear. It's something about facing your fear. You finally are open to an individual where you ask them a question for assistance or helping to understand something, and they don't really lay it on, they put a boundary on you. And now you're facing this is why I don't talk to people. This is why I don't ask for help. This is why I don't do this. So there's a lot of noise coming up because of this. What is the greater gain here? Gosh, we have the Tower here reversed. Intuitively, because you are a sign that feels. You already knew this person was full of shit. Okay? You already knew when they said that they will be there through thick and thin that they did not have the capacity to be there. This does not have to be a loved one. This could be work related. This could even be trying to make an appointment with a doctor who says, "Oh, we always have availability," and all of a sudden they don't. But it's allowing you to understand that you were spot on with your intuition to begin with. You really were. And it's not saying that you shouldn't ask for help or assistance. It's who you are asking for the assistance on. That's the important part, because you tend to trust individuals with their words versus their actions. And this individual is utilizing their words to stop an action. Yeah. We have the Emperor energy. This is you taking your power back here with that Aries energy that's supporting you. Okay. That inner authority here, being direct, taking charge. What else? You're being asked here to mirror back to this individual. You are, all right, with that energy, with the Queen of Cups here. Okay. This communication from this individual is going to keep you at a halt. It feels like that. It does. I'm sorry if I said the King, it's the Knight of Swords, but I feel this energy here for you is communication with an individual who said that they would be there with you. All right. The boundaries, but you also have the ability here to take charge and say, okay, thanks, because you don't have to ask this person again. You don't. All right. This is you finally listening to your intuition. Someone here is going to disappoint you this week. Cancer. Auntie says, there's a lot happening behind the scenes for you. You may not feel like talking everything out right now with a boundary in place, and that's okay. Pay attention to what you are sensing more than what is said. And that's what I felt in this, what you were sensing. This is your energy here, okay? Don't forget who you are. You don't have to give that chalice to everybody here who just says they're there for you. Cancer, your affirmation here this week. I trust what I feel even when I don't say it out loud. All right. So you don't have to explain to this individual all your moves. Just mirror back to them. If they're short with you, you be short right back. All right. That's what I got here for you, Cancer. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side. And we're going to move on to Leo. Leo is up. You just said, let's go sponsors. And it was 333. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty darn cool. All right, let's shuffle this. Leo. Oh, I mixed my cards up. Give me a second, guys, because I'm trying to make sure I don't have them all in there, which is so annoying. I hate when I do that. Yeah, I think they're fixed now. All right, perfect. Leo, let's see how you're feeling going into this week. Well, you feel very balanced, happy. We got the 4 of Wands energy here. So there's a lot of celebration, happiness, okay? It's almost like you're enjoying your home environment or your work environment, wherever feels like home to you, okay? Some of you work is home, you know? Something happens significantly here. You see that Aries sign coming through? Something happened here significantly in that Aries energy here for you. External reason why you're so darn happy and feeling stable here. Oh, because you stopped pushing yourself. Thank you, Barbara. You stop pushing yourself. There's a lot of external noise from you, but this is your center area, right? Your nest. You're keeping your circle here small this week. All right. Some of you, it's like, well, if I'm happy at work, it's like I'm happy there, but I don't mix my work and my home environment here. It's a balanced life this week here for Leo. There's a lot of outside noise, but it's not penetrating here through you. No, it's not. You know, I do feel like there's a lot of outside noise that, you know, disappointments, things that are outside of your control. But you're not really focused on that this week. You're focused on your circle, on the things that you do have control in. It's almost like a controlled environment here. So I feel that you're not allowing this to override this area. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of shit happening here this week for you, but you don't have to let that take over your own happiness. Okay. Some of you have a very, you know, this could be a loved one, a spouse. This could be family, however it is, but you're just enjoying that time, that space. It's a good week here for you, okay? You don't have to make a decision this week either. There's something about making a decision this week, and this is probably why the challenge is, you know, you're realizing that what's ahead for you, whatever this opportunity is, it's not necessarily a week here to rush into it. This is a week here to stabilize yourself. Go back to the collective message here, especially when we were talking about the astrology news, because that shifting here has a lot to do with the actions that you have in place. Okay. And these actions here are those questions that you need to ask yourself of what you're building moving forward. How you're responding to this. Look at this. You are not going to miss this opportunity, because this is a week here where I feel that you put up some boundaries because you realize that you're not going to have the time or the moment here. You don't want to miss this. There's just something here, Leo, where you're being asked, don't miss this opportunity. Some of you, it's don't miss that child's ball game. Don't miss that time spending it with your loved one. Don't miss it this week, because you got a lot of movement coming towards that you can tackle later. But this week here, it's about enjoyment. Don't miss the opportunity here, because I feel like there's disappointments here of missing out. And I feel like this Leo here is like, I'm not missing out on this week. I'm going to enjoy my time. Greater opportunity here for you, Leo. Yeah. You know, I think before in the past, you have been extremely impatient, irritable, allowing yourself to like burn through things, you know, rushing. This isn't a week here where it's like, if I feel exhausted now, I am not going to make that mistake again. Right? You already know that there is a lot of moving parts happening around you, but you are preparing for something much larger, and it does involve your stability. Right? If you feel tired or irritable, it's because you need some downtime and you know it. So this week here, I feel that you're addressing this with self-care, with balance. The greater gain here for you. Oh my, did I not just say with balance? There you go. Sometimes the messages are just that clear. Okay. This is a week here of recalibration, you know, being with the individuals that help you, you know, are there for you, but can celebrate with you as well. There's a week here of celebrating your wins as well. You got to keep that in mind. You got to keep that in mind. Okay. This is a huge transformation here. You have a rebirth. You're going through a rebirth here, but a cycle. And I feel like it's almost like you're in a cocoon right now. Okay. But you're about to blossom here, because this cycle here would be one of disappointment if you didn't enjoy this ending here too. It's almost like you're doing a celebration here of the old ways and saying, yes, I'm honoring myself this week. I am honoring myself this week because there's a huge opportunity coming up for Leo. But you're listening to your intuition in a really, really big way. You certainly are. Your final message here from Auntie is this. Your social world is shifting this week, Leo. Conversations, connections, and who you're aligning with are coming into focus. Some dynamics may feel different. Let them. Your affirmation this week. I align with people who see me clearly and meet me fully. And some of you, that's that circle here that you're going to be celebrating with. All right. That's what I got here for you, Leo. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Community. And if you want to book a private reading, you most certainly can through my website. We're going to move on to Virgo next. Virgo is next. Thank you, Barbara, for setting us up here. We are now 4 targets away on YouTube. If you hit that target, we are 4 targets away from unlocking the collective bonus. You most certainly are. Hey, Karen, welcome back. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is going on for Virgo this week? How is Virgo feeling this week? Ooh. You're done crying. You're fed up. And I feel like you're not feeling guilty this week. I think you're just tired of playing victim to a scenario. I do feel like this is a week here, not of just a self-care, but spending it with individuals here who light you up. You know, I feel that you're coming out of this here, of this 5 of Cups energy here. You're not necessarily over a situation. There's a lot of grief here that you're processing, but you're done with being mopey about it. Yeah. You know, I feel like you're picking yourself back up this week. Things are going to start shifting for you. You're going to start feeling a lot lighter. External reason why. Ooh. Some of you, you're focused on your money. Money is important for you this reason. Okay. It's like, I got to work on my stability. I got to work on having a roof over my head. External reason why here is because this is what keeps you stable. You're building a foundation here. Okay. There's just something here about the legacy for yourself this week. And for a lot of you, it's just like, I'm grateful for what I have. And some of you, I'm grateful for having a roof over my head. It doesn't have to be so dark. Integration. Yeah. I feel in the past with this King of Wands energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, there's something here that made you, God, this could be a very arrogant individual, very egotistical, someone here who had to have it their way or the highway. But there's just this energy here where I feel this week, you're realizing that, you know, I do feel disappointment because you couldn't work something out with an individual, or maybe there was unfinished business here. But this is a week here where it's like, I can hold on to that or I can let go. And I feel like this is a week here, Virgo, that you're letting go of an individual here who had very high expectations of things to go their way, not necessarily yours. How you're responding this week? Ooh, I told you there's a particular connection here that's important to you. There's a particular connection here that's super important to you, right? You're not in this alone. You have someone here who sees you, values you, loves you, is sincere around you, but they understand the grief that you're going through as well. They may have been recently going through some grief too. It's almost this energy here of at least we have one another. Greater opportunity here. Listen, if you didn't have this before, this is you realizing that if this person here didn't leave your life or didn't exit, or, maybe you had to leave that person, maybe you had to disappoint that person. But if you didn't, you never would have had or been able to see this connection. So there's a greater opportunity here to step back about, even though it may feel like you have very little that you have, that step back to see the full picture of this. Some of you, this is a better job. My God. Right? This is something where you get to address. See, you had a lot of passion. You had a lot of desire. You had that artist energy here, but someone here took your energy, your ideas, or manipulated this. And this is a week here where with this page energy here, you don't have to jump into anything. It's just to evaluate and be around someone here who supports you, who loves you. Advice here for you. Look at this. I told you, 10 of Cups. You are having support this week, however it may come. Whether this is a new job with the right people, whether this is with family here who are just there for you, or someone here who feels like family to you. You would never have been in this situation before to fully enjoy it, to have it. This is an ascension here for you. This had to happen the way that it needed to do. You're having that epiphany moment. I almost feel like you're up here in this ethers of going, oh my God, I get it now. You're above it now, right? You're above it now. Your final message, Virgo. This is also showing up specifically with all of the planetary shifts here, is showing up in your career, your visibility, and how you're being perceived this week. Communication matters here. What you say and how you say it carries weight this week. Your affirmation, Virgo: I communicate with clarity, confidence, and purpose. And I feel like this communication is with yourself, honestly. All right. I feel like it's you having that conversation here with you. All right. That's what I got here for you, Virgo. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Community. Or if you want to book a private reading, you most certainly can through my website. We're going to move on to Libra next. Well, Barbara, you did it again. Thank you so much for your donation, guys. Barbara is getting us closer to our goal. Won't you be a sponsor with her? We are now 3 donations away, 3 donations from unlocking that collective bonus. Don't be shy. All you got to do is hit that target. Thanks, Barbara. We appreciate you. Libra. Libra is in the house. Libra, how you feeling? Shirley, thank you so much. Shirley just swiped on in here and has given a donation, guys. Thank you so much. You didn't hit the target, but we are going to, I don't know, it didn't go in there, but I will, it does count for that target. We are going to count it for that. So we are now, are we 2 away? Is it showing up on the target? I can't tell. On my side, it doesn't look like it. We are 2 away. All right. Where was I? Libra? It's like, where was I? Libra. Yes. Thanks, Star, for putting that, because I almost forgot where it was. I'm like, what sign was I on? Libra, how you feeling going into this week? Well, that's you. Okay, I just heard, I don't care. I do not care. I am not having it. Nope. You're using your sword this week. You certainly are. Okay. You've had enough. You've had enough. Is there no reason why? Oh, dang. Who is coming in here with this sharp claws? Because I feel like someone here is trying to prove their point to you. Now, you don't have a lot to say to this individual. This person to you is noise. All right. You know that they're coming in as hurtful, annoyed. Freebird, you know, it's an eagle here, but I also feel like Freebird. There's someone here, Libra, who just is going to be needling you this week. They are, what's the integration of how you're reacting to this? Which I see is like, bye, separation, no thanks. Yeah, love and light. You can't mess up with this, Libra, this week, because here's why. You know, there's a bigger fish here. There's someone here who's trying to hurt you, upset you, is pissed off at you. But here's the thing, love and light. Libra is not necessarily entertaining the situation. You may just be, you know, I feel like this person here is trying to put an obstacle in front of you with some kind of communication, but I actually see you just passing through this wall. Maybe it's just you taking that knife here and just sliding all through. Maybe someone's here trying to slide through your DMs. You're ignoring it. Your communication is silence this week. It is. I feel like it's silence. If you don't got nothing nice to say, you're going to remain silent. The reaction here to this, yeah, you want to reset. You're not letting somebody here take the opportunity here away from you. You're trying to have a new beginning, but there's also this ability here to take off the mask and look unbothered, right? You're not pretending it doesn't hurt. You're just continuing to hold your head up high here and go through, trusting your intuition. Welcome back then, guys. Bigger opportunity here for you this week. Listen. Woo! There's some shit coming out from this individual. Lies. 5, 6, 7. This person's a liar. They will do anything to make themselves look good. They're trying to throw something your way this week. All right. This is an individual here that at one point, you may have kind of been iffy if they were, someone that you could trust. But this week here, you're realizing this individual here is just in pain. They're just in pain. They may be a pain in your ass, but they're just saying this because they're hurt. Greater gain here. You're blocking a person. You are not communicating with them. You cut this individual off for a reason. You did. But you don't mean it in a mean way. You're just being peaceful about it. You're not allowing someone here who's jaded to come try to bark whatever they do. Advice for you, Star. Star, are you seeing that? I got it. Sorry, guys. I'm seeing a comment on here. I got it. I realize you can't see it. It's on another platform. Spirit, what is the advice here for Libra? The Chariot. Just keep on moving. Don't allow this individual here to take away from what you got. You're moving on up here. You've gained you're very grounded. You got a really good pace. You also are working towards collaboration. I'm feeling the artist energy here come place here for you, right? So there's something here where you're moving towards a steady collaboration, whether this is a steady partnership. For some of you, it is, and it's a new partnership. Others of you, it's just collaborating with individuals here who are here to assist you. Your final message here, Libra. You're being pulled into a bigger perspective here this week. Conversations may open up your mind or challenge your beliefs. Stay open, but don't lose your center trying to agree with everyone. Libra, your affirmation this week. I allow new perspectives without losing myself. And I feel like the way you don't lose yourself is by remaining silent. All right. That's what I got for you, Libra. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side at Harmonia Friends Community. And we're going to move on towards Scorpio. Scorpio is up. Welcome back, Elizabeth. We are 2 stars, guys. 2 stars away from unlocking. So just hit that target. 2 donations away. Here we go. Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Scorpio, how you feeling going into this week? Ooh. You're a merman swimming away with your buttocks. You're emotionally leaving a situation that stung you. External reason why. this is hard. A lot of disappointment, things that come in the past here. Curiosity killed the cat in this one. You're disappointed with a loved one. Somebody here that, there was a lot of pretending going on here. There's an inner child here, but this inner child looks like they're kind of daydreaming and looking to the book. But there's something here about externally being very disappointed. Yeah, very disappointed here with a person who really left you hanging. And so I just feel like you got stung by this person. And this week, you're emotionally here not wanting to involve yourself. No, I do feel like you're blocking an individual. You're, instead of taking the actions here to fix everything this week, you're not fixing it. You're blocking this person for your own well-being. This is for your health. Okay. I feel like you never block an individual here. There's no bitterness or resentment in this level. That's childish, right? But there's this energy here of you blocking here because you are exhausted. And so this is your inner child saying, when is it my time? When can I be the creative one? When can I do the expansion? You haven't really allowed yourself to expand. And so this week here, you're creating some healthy boundaries. And this is involving an individual here who you've put a lot of time and effort here to always be there for. Doesn't necessarily have to be romance, could be family too. Yeah. There's this defensive energy here of having to prove yourself. And I feel for you, it's like, why do I have to consistently prove myself? I know my worth. And so I see you shifting that, changing that in that level. Greater opportunity. You're not fighting with this person this week. You're not. You are seeing that the belief systems are just so different between the two of you. Scorpio, you could be dealing with a Taurus, all right? But you've learned your lesson already, and you don't know if you want to entertain anything anymore with this anymore. You just have a completely different belief system than this individual. Right? It's not death do us part or anything on that level. This is a week here where you're emotionally realizing this is done. This is over. This is expired. This relationship is expired. This job is expired. It's time for me to move on. Now, it doesn't mean that you're quitting this week, right? You're putting boundaries up, meaning that you're not putting extra effort into a connection or a place. There's no more overtime. There's no more overworking yourself this week. You ain't doing it. You need to, the greater gain here is probably to start investing in yourself or looking ahead. Bam! Look at that. Knight of Wands. You're looking ahead here regarding what lights you up, about your passions, your desires. Because for a lot of you, your desires here was always to run to the scenario to fix it. And this isn't meant to be fixed anymore. Not this week. Advice for you, Scorpio. Remember, no reversals on the advice cards here. Look at this. You got the King of Wands. Use that artist energy as well. All right. You have a very creative side to you this week, but this is about being confident, knowing your worth. The king has an ego, a healthy ego, but also prideful. So don't let your pride get in the way. Pick yourself up and take actions here this week that allow you to light your desires. Be inspired. Look at the options here in front of you, not behind you, right? You have a lot of choices here to put your time and energy or to try out. And Spirit says this is the perfect time for you to do so, especially if you are job searching here, Scorpio. Scorpio, your final message here. This week goes deeper. Conversations may feel intense, revealing, or even triggering. There's truth here, but you don't have to react to everything. Your affirmation this week: I respond with awareness, not reaction. All right, that's what I got here for you, Scorpio. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side of Harmonia Friends community. And if you want to book something private, you most certainly can over at Harmonia Friends. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's put in 2 more donations. Guys, we have done it, or they have done it, I should say. We will have the bonus collective soon here, but we have reached our goal. We have reached our goal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sagittarius is up. I don't think I shuffled these. I didn't. I feel them. Let me shuffle real quick. One more. Yes, thank you, Shirley, Barbara, and Elizabeth for unlocking our bonus for this afternoon. Saggy, how you feeling going into this week? Sagittarius. Ooh. So, gosh, what breaks down this week? It has to do regarding your stability. So something here comes in. I mean, not a lot of you are going to like to hear this, but at least you saved, because there's something here about saving for a rainy day. This may be a week here where something breaks down. Could be a car, could be car issues or something here in the household that breaks down, or an unexpected bill. But others of you, the breakdown here could be a relationship here where it just feels very unstable. External reason here. Listen, like this magician energy here. This is rough. Not everybody means well for you, right? They want their money. They want something that way that they could be, collectors. They could be, exes, whatever this energy is. It's this black magic kind of energy, a hex energy externally around you, right? But when you lose some, you also win some. And there's something about a loss this week that actually is creating room for something better. So it may feel like a week here where it's like, dang, I have to pay up, pay out, or I'm dealing with a very manipulative person. Your fears are coming up, but you have the capacity to get through this. It's just, don't allow the situation here to put you in massive fear mode, because I do see this like, oh my gosh, like this is a lot. It feels heavy, right? Like a rejection here. Some of you were expecting a refund you're not getting. Others of you, if it was a reconciliation, ain't happening this week. It's almost like someone here's like a wrecking ball. Response to this, Sagittarius, listen, it's not going to make you happy. That's your energy, right? It's going to make you feel a little bit off kilter, irritable. You're going to have some baggage here, but here's the thing. You also know how much you can handle. You do. This is preparing you, by the way. Greater opportunity here this week. Listen, whatever you got to pay up to this week or accept this week as a loss, it's gonna be done with. Okay, over with. It's like once you taste this or had an idea of this, you will never have to face this again. You're going to be taking some accountability this week because you asked for something better, and this isn't better. This is showing how accountable that you can be for these losses that come in place. All right, what you're gaining. Hopefully my camera's a little bit slow. Sorry, guys. Oh boy. A loss. It simply is a loss. This is not something here, it's almost like, this is not news you want to hear. Nobody wants to hear a loss, right? You don't have to claim this if you don't want to. I get it. But it's also allowing you to take accountability and have better boundaries and also better investing to do, like if this involves stability. Advice here for you, 3 of Cups. You know, I told you there is going to be celebrations down this, but this is to stabilize you, right? Don't let this take away your joy. Don't let this take away your joy. Just invest more wisely this time. Learn from this lesson. The Queen of Pentacles here maybe there's something here where you overspend. Maybe you have some buyer's remorse here or something in place. But this is something here where it's like, I'm going to invest wisely. I'm going to get a loan. I'm going to get some assistance here. I'm going to take accountability. I'm going to be wise from this. And protect my joy and protect my happiness so that this doesn't happen again. Because I feel like there's something here about hitting the bank, hitting the savings this week. Advice here for you, Sagittarius. Final message. Relationships are front and center this week. Communication with others is going to be key. Pay attention to what's being said and what's not being said this week. Your affirmation. I engage in connections that are open, honest, and have reciprocity. And I feel like this is a connection here where you may have, reciprocity here is to make a deal, not with the devil, but to pay something off. All right. That's what I got here for you, Sagittarius. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side. And we're going to move on to Capricorn. Capricorn is up next. Two more shuffles. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Spirit, how is Capricorn going into this week? How are they feeling? Ooh, we have the Three of Wands here reversed. You're contemplating. I feel this, and the waiting is over. You're not waiting anymore. I don't know what you're not waiting on, but we're going to see the external reason of why you're not waiting. Oof. Because this is, you could wait here all day. You're not going to get what you want. You have to go after what you want. There's something here that you're realizing you have to go after. And so there's an old version of you that is about to, end. Okay. You're going through a transition period. Some of you, it's, you were waiting for the return of an individual, maybe some closure. All right. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel this energy here of waiting for news. You're realizing you can't wait for this news. You got to go after opportunities here that are driven here for you. And you just can't wait anymore. You can. I think for a lot of you, this is usually a manipulative card here of trying to want to go against free will. And you're realizing I can't change a person's mind. There's another person involved here. Whether you're waiting for that raise or waiting for somebody here to surrender or to apologize, the greatest gift, there's an expectation here that this week is not happening. So you're choosing here to end this. End the suffering. How you're responding? Yeah, you're recalibrating. You are choosing to balance yourself out here. Okay. You're realizing that you have become obsessed with a scenario, a situation, or a person with coming back or coming back around or giving you something. And the expectation here is, why do I put so much time and effort here on wondering? It's time to set myself right. I could be utilizing my time and energy towards things that are much more. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You put a lot of time and effort into this. The waiting part made you feel like a fool. You had an opportunity in your hands. Now, some of you feel like you have wasted your time. Watch how you talk to yourself this week. Be kind. Because there's this energy here of feeling like you had to get this before you could achieve something. But this week, you are achieving recalibration and balance with self-care. Believing that there is something better coming in form here for you. Greater gain here, 5 of Swords. You get to walk away from this. You get to walk away from this because I feel for you, Capricorn, you were giving away your power to a situation or a person. Okay. Waiting for a result that never happened. And so this week, you may feel like you have unfinished business or you didn't get the answer that you wanted or the return, but you are walking away. There is a new opportunity here, and you're not going to miss it this time. You're not. Okay. You're very grounded. You're stable, and you're now excited for what's ahead. And this is huge because before you were so focused on waiting, dreaming, disappointed. Never really focused before on that cup, but this week here, you're recalibrating your balance. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing what lights you up. You're choosing new opportunities. Your final message here, Capricorn. This is going to show up this week here in the energies of the planetary shifts in your daily life, your routines, and your work this week. There may be more communication, more moving pieces, but stay organized so you don't get overwhelmed this week. Your affirmation: I move through my responsibilities with focus and ease. All right. That's what I got here for you, Capricorn. If this resonates, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side of Harmonia Friends community. And if you're looking for a private reading, you most certainly can book one over at my website. We're going to move on to Aquarius. Aquarius is up next. Aquarius. Hey, Debbie. Welcome back. How's your weekend going? Aquarius, how are you feeling going into this week? Well, what are you nervous about? You are in your head. There's something here you don't want to face. You're in denial about something or someone. I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. Look, your hands are up. All right, externally, let's see what you're looking at. What are you looking at here that you don't want to look at? Oh. A loss. A loss. $1. Okay. I feel like you don't want to face some kind of loss, financial loss, a loss of a relationship. Like you're just sick of it. You're just sick of looking at the loss, the lack mindset. Oh God, we got the 7 of Cups here though, but here's the thing. You're also closing your eyes out to all the other like there's a lot of opportunities here in front of you, But if you keep your eyes closed entirely, you won't be able to see what this loss is actually leaving room for. You won't actually see what this loss is creating room for. Can you shift here your perception a little bit? How you're responding to this? Because there's overwhelming feeling here of, I can't do this. I'll never get over this. The King of Coins, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Listen, it's time to open your eyes. Not all is lost. You still have your worth. You still have your value. You still have your care, your nurturing side of you. There's something here where you gambled on, you lost on for some of you, or overspent on something. But you're also not seeing that there's other opportunities here to learn from. Greater opportunity for you this week, Aquarius. Look, we have the Ace of Swords here. Do you see this? Do you see what this is? It's a dragonfly. These are two different decks. Do you see what's on her back? Those are dragonfly wings, okay? I feel like for you this week, because this is your challenge card, there's an ability here to move forward and to look at your options here and try new things. You do not need to remain stuck over a loss. This is for you to learn from, right? Some of you, there's communication that is needed, that needs to be directed here this week, okay? It's almost fear of speaking up, fear of saying something. Yeah, 8 of Swords here minus that sword is a 7 of Swords. It's like you're in hiding. The greater gain here for you this week, Aquarius. There it is. This has to do with stability. This has to do with the long run. Communicate your desires. Ask for help for some of you. Work on your stability. So this is regarding the long term, okay? Before you were afraid to look at it, speak up about it. You would avoid this, but you're not avoiding it this week. There will be communication this week. Either you're asking for help or you're talking something out, but it has to do with something in the long run that you know is the right thing to do. Advice for you this week. Look at that. 5 of Swords. It's time to put your ego to the side. Look like more dragonflies on top of her head. It just reminds me of dragonflies, okay? There's hurt here. There's fear of rejection, proving, pride. But listen, this is a week here to hold the sword of truth. You may have Libra in your chart. You may be dealing with a Libra, but this is all about recalibration this week. Speak your mind. Be authentic. Have proper boundaries here, but be balanced about it. Final message here for you. This energy with these planets this week here are actually work well for you, Aquarius. There's creativity, there's expression, and there's a desire to connect in a new way for you this week. Just be mindful not to overextend yourself here. And I feel this overextension here has to do with denial, not wanting to look at something. Your affirmation this week. Oh my goodness. I express myself freely while honoring my limits. Just be authentically who you are. Nothing can go wrong. All right. That's what I got here for you, Aquarius. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages on the other side of Harmonia Friends community. And if you'd like to book a private reading, you most certainly can over on my website. We're going to move on to Pisces. Pisces is up next. Guys, don't go anywhere. We still have our collective readings. We got 2 collective readings to do. Oh, that sounds nice. I haven't really had downtime this week because I've been doing so much stuff around the house. I'd like to do that later today, though. Maybe not a nap since it's getting too late. If I sleep too late, then I won't sleep at night. And I go to bed early, like early. All right, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see how Pisces is going this week. Pisces, how you feeling? Man, this 5 of Swords is just coming out everywhere. All right, let's see what part you're playing in this. Are you the one here who's hurt? Or are you the one? Well, I mean, both people are hurt. Nobody wins here, right? But let's see the external reason why. Oh, boy. Another 5. You got someone playing victim this week. You got somebody here playing victim. And the worst part is this is a person here who hurt you and is now crying. And some of you crying wolf. And this annoys you. This so annoys you. And the reason that they do it is because you are on the edge here. See, you've handled this so far like a champ. But when this individual starts crying a river this week about how mean you are, how cruel you are, and how could you do this to us, this is this energy of, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like, well, let's see how you're responding with that 5 of Swords energy. I think you're like shocked. Yeah, I think you were 100% shocked by this individual. All right. This is someone here. Look at these 2 swords here. This is someone here who used the communication here. Could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy of crying wolf. And the way that they're crying here is like now they're playing victim to the scenario here. When you're the one here who's been hurt, there's lies coming out about this individual. There's 7 swords there. Greater opportunity here. Look at this. Okay. This person here knows that you're working on your stability, how hard of a worker you are, how much time and effort you put into everything, that you're finally feeling ahead in the game. And then they pull this shit. You've been minding your own business. So yeah, you're annoyed by this communication 100%. All right. You're absolutely annoyed by this because it's affecting your security, your space. Some of you, your family. And listen, it's like one time you were really focused on this. But just as things were going right, this is when an individual is like, poor me, my cup is empty. How could you do this to me? But I feel like this person did this to you. You've just been minding your own business. Some of you, this is family. All right. Some of you, this is family. Some of you, this is a work scenario here that affects your family life. All right. Someone here who's crying over, like, can you get me out of this? Can you work overtime? Don't forget, you're being supported here every time you put a boundary up this week. Spiritual lesson. You've learned your lesson with this individual. You most certainly have. You most certainly have. And here's the thing, whatever they have to offer is crap. There may be some kind of sincerity here of, but I love you or I care about you, but where were they when they hurt you before? Okay. You do have communication coming in with the individual here who's, playing the violin. Pisces. Conversations around family space or emotional security may come up this week. Stay grounded in what feels safe and true for you. Well, isn't that hitting the marker? Your affirmation: I create space that feels safe, stable, and aligned with me. Do not let this person derail you. All right. That's what I got here for you, Pisces. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Community, or if you would like to book a private reading, you can over my website. Let's move on to Aries. And guys, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We have Aries, and then we're going to go into, well, the bonuses. So if you are still here, this would be the time to put your energy into the live chat with the signs here that you want to pop up or just claim bonus. Go ahead and hit up the live chat, but also take the time to make sure you guys have liked the video because that does help the channel be seen or grow. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, this would be the time here to hit that bell or follow if you're on the other platforms like Twitch or Facebook. Show the love. And we're going to get to Aries soon. That's right. All aboard. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You save the best for last. And for those of you who actually have a birthday in the last tail end of Aries as of today, even though it's for the 20th, happy birthday out there. Aries, how you feeling? How you feeling this week? Ooh, a relationship is important to you this week. There is a significant relationship that matters. Now, some of you, this relationship is with yourself. Externally, what's going on here? Ooh, a nut. Look at all these twos. There's connection this week. There's a deep integration here about, look, we got 2 of wands. We got the 2 of swords. We got the 2 of cups. Let's see. Is there going to be another 2 here? What's going on here? What's the integration of this? What's the integration of this for Aries? Page of wands. Okay, there's an opening here. There's a possibility here. Some of you, it's a new connection, whether it's a new friendship, love. There's an ability here to face a relationship and see something. Some of you are finally having that talk with your higher self, meaning, hey, what do we do to get where I want to be? And you're going to be inspired. And you're going to utilize that artist energy here. But it's all about balance. It's all about self-care this week, all right? And the balance here is in the yin and yang. So something here is lining up very nicely for you this week. There's a huge opportunity here of collaboration, of expression, of inspiration, of love. Just saying. Some of you, it's love. Yeah. And this will be different because you are not going to play a fool to this anymore, right? You learned a lot from the past. But at the same time, this foolish, risky energy here is you going, you know what? What would it be like to just drop the mask, be my authentic self, and be seen? Seen. And so there's this nakedness, there's this vulnerability part of you, okay? There's this expression part. It's this authenticity coming out for you. Greater opportunity for Aries this week. Listen, this is a huge change. Some of you putting yourself out there. Whether it is in a creative way, whether this is with new individuals, you are dropping the mask. You're just being authentic. You've done the work here of the what ifs. Now it's like, let's go with the ride. Let's see what happens. Let's choose differently. Let's unveil the new version of me. Oh my God. Wow. 3 of Cups. This is going to come in as a tidal wave. good week for Aries this week. If you have Aries in your chart, claim it. And it's probably because we all had those planetary shifts last week, but that we're all in Aries. But man, enjoy the ride, enjoy the emotions, because you're going to feel there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of drive and passion and inspiration, but there's movement that may feel overwhelming, but it's a nice overwhelming feeling. It's happiness. I feel Aries I feel like it's been fleeting for you for quite some time, but there's something here where you're really going to enjoy this connection this week. And like I said, this connection here could just be with your higher self, but it's going to be a muse to you. It's going to light you up. It's going to make you feel playful again. It's going to keep you open to what if? What is possible? And guess what? It feels amazing. It feels amazing. Advice for you. I really don't want to. Like, this is it. Like, right? I feel like you're just expressing yourself in the most authentic way. All right? Just take the moment here. Like the 4 swords energy here, which basically 4s all come out to 2s again, right? Take the moment here to really ground this. Rest is needed. It's self-care that is needed, but it's also the ability here to recover. You've been through a recovery period. Care for yourself, nurturing yourself here. Look at what you've been through. A death. You've been through a death, but it doesn't necessarily need to define you of where you're going forward. So pay homage to the version of you that is not going to feel like death anymore, right? It's like, yep, thank you for doing your part, but I am now in this connection of being seen in a really, really big way. Your final message here, Aries. You're coming off a big energetic push from last week, and now things are shifting into how you communicate what you've started. Listen, slow it down just enough to be understood. Your affirmation this week, Aries: I express myself clearly and allow others to meet me where I am. And I see you doing that. All right. If that resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends Community. And we're going to move on here to the collective readings next. Collective readings are up. Last call. Let's do a roll call. Who's here watching the live? There's a lot of people watching the replay now. Who's here live? I see Shirley's here, Nafa's here, Barbara's back, Debbie's here, Gungai's still here, Star has to be here. Just kidding. Doesn't have to be, but we're going to roll the dice shortly, guys. I'm going to shuffle these real good. Real good. All right. So for those of you who are new to the dice rolling, these are the Zodiac dice. I'm going to roll them a couple of times, and Star is going to keep calculation on what they are. Sometimes we roll doubles. If it's usually 3 or more, I will absolutely roll again. But, it just means the amplification here if you have more of that sign in your chart. All right, let's get to it. What signs are here? We have Libra. Libra is in the house. We have Gemini, starting off strong with air signs. Gemini is here. We also have Capricorn. Cappies are here. We have Cancer. Cancer is here. We have Sagittarius. Sagittarius is in the house. One more. And we have Leo. The lions are here. Those are the signs here for this reading. Don't go anywhere if your sign wasn't taken. It could be roll again. You never know. We have another sponsor, another reading here thanks to our sponsors. Okay, so this is the energy here of Libra, Gemini, Capricorn, Cancer, Sagittarius, and Leo. So if you have any of these placements in your chart, or if you're cross-watching for a scenario here, you're just going to make sure you mirror it. This reading here may be for you. All right, let's get to it. Collective. How you feeling going into this week? How was my collective feeling going into this week? Woo! It's almost like, this kind of, I don't know why. God, why am I seeing that vision? It's Houdini here who didn't get out of the tank when he couldn't. His arms were, tied behind his back. There's this energy here where I feel you have been sitting in a standstill for quite some time, but you're now looking and evaluating. We're going to see what you're looking at because your hands are tied. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. There's something that you want this week. It's like, but your hands are tied. So you're trying to find a way to get yourself detached from this, but you're holding on here to what your hands are tied. It means your hands are full. But here's the golden ticket this week. It's right in front of you. You see an opportunity right in front of you this week. The integration. How do I get there? I need to get that. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose that opportunity. I don't want to lose that momentum. It's right in front of you. There's a big opportunity here that is being presented to you this week. Big opportunity. But you got a lot of responsibilities. Your hands are tied this week. And it's like, how do I say yes to this without derailing everything else? You feel like you got a big obstacle in front of you this week, and it's something that you've been wanting. Some of you, it's extra money. All right. Your response. It's an illusion. That's why Houdini's coming up, like it was an illusion, right? The reason he was in that straight jacket and that level. I don't know why Gary Houdini's come in my head, but the straight jacket here, he had to shift his shoulder, right? To let go, but he couldn't get out. So it was something here was suffocating him. He wanted the desire here to perform. This is a performance energy here. And I feel this. It almost looks like Fool. All right. There's this energy here where I can perform something differently. I can be safer about this. There's something where you can put something to the side, but be safe about it. This is something where you don't want this. You don't want to let this go this time. Not this round. Greater opportunity about this Ace of Pentacles. You have it in your hands. Like it could be in your hands. Not everyone's going to be happy with your choice this week. Okay. This means you are going to disappoint, whether it's a loved one, whether it is work related here. You do not want to miss this pearly white gates and this action here of this opportunity that before you said no to. You are being presented with an opportunity that you're going to say yes to this week. Woo! Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here. There's this leadership. There's this confidence. There's this influential energy about you that says enough. It may look like I can't be there, but I can say no to something and I can aggressively take something on that I missed out before on. Okay. Some of you, this was an idea. Some of you, this was a lost opportunity that you never got to hit before. But you're not missing out this week here. You feel like your hands are tied, but you also know you have to let go of an obligation here. And some people will be upset with you choosing this. I would say communication would be key for you this week. Advice here for you, but we'll see what Spirit says. The advice here. Look, you're such a hard worker. You have the once you put your hands towards this or put work and effort into this, this is going to some of you it's to push you to be an entrepreneur. It's an opportunity here of expanding, maybe opening a side business. Others of you, it's just showing some independence. But the Six of Swords here means that there's going to be, you're taking off, you're moving forward. You got that wand in your hands, right? You're not going to miss out on this, but that doesn't mean emotionally this is not going to be sad because you're going to have to say no to somebody. You're going to have to decline somebody here. Advice for you, collective. There's a strong shift happening between stability and communication this week. You may feel pulled between wanting something, you can't make this up, wanting something solid and wanting something stimulating. Both are valid, but balance is key. Your affirmation. I honor both my need for stability and my desire for growth. Do not miss this opportunity if it's presented to you this week. I feel a lot of you say your hands are tied, but they don't have to be. You just have to say no to another situation. All right. That's what I got here for you, collective. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Don't forget, there's always more messages over at Harmonia Friends community. And if you like to book a private reading, you most certainly can over at Harmonia Friends. We're going to get to the next bonus, collective. We got one more. One more. We'll get there shortly. All right, before we get into the next reading, I do want to make a couple announcements about all of the readings that are ahead, and there have been some changes because we are actually going in the tail end of April and now moving into May's energy. So because we are celebrating, well, Taurus season tomorrow, don't forget I will be back here live. You guys, the Taurus energy gets the public reading. You're also your personal cycle reading for the year will be released tomorrow over at Harmonia Friends community. This is kind of a bonus read for you guys, but don't worry, you also get other readings because you guys get to see what's ahead for May. And these are the general forecasts that will be in place here on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we are going back to our All Signs Love You versus Them readings, which we haven't done in a while, You versus Them. So this is going to be your energy, their energy, and then the combined energy of you both and potential next moves, that connection. And then on Sunday, I will be having a guest reader. And actually, we had a behind the scenes interview with Melanie Adriana, who has an amazing new Oracle deck. She's got it up on Kickstarter. She's going to be joining our live next week, but you get to meet Melanie Adriana over on Harmonia Friends community as kind of behind the scenes if you want over at the community where we talk about her deck, and we'll talk about it a little bit next Sunday, but she's going to be joining the live here too to give readings too. So that's exciting. So we'll have a collaboration next week with Melanie. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Shout out to all of our sponsors for this afternoon. Barbara, Elizabeth, and Shirley, thank you for making this possible for our collective this evening. Here we go. Here we go. Unlock bonus. Rolling the dice. Virgo is in the house. Scorpio is here. Sagittarius is back. Virgo is back. Scorpio is here. Didn't we get Scorpio before too? I think we got 2 of everything. And we have, looks like we have Leo. Leo is back in the house. So those are our signs that showed up. I think we got two doubles. We're going to give Star a second. Yeah, we did. We got Virgo twice. We got Scorpio twice, Sagittarius, and Leo. So if those signs are in your chart, this reading may be for, well, you. I think the only one that's new is Virgo. All right, collectively here. Oh, we have the wheel. So something here is changing for my collective. It's destined. Kernel lineup for this. We got 2 10s now. Oh my gosh. This is going to allow you to push forward. Move forward. Spirit, what is this? Listen, there's, for those of you who have felt stuck and that you have not had things really gone in your favor, this is like the lotto week for you, because you're going to have, now it's like when you go from 0 options to full speed ahead, like, whoa, what's happening, to, oh my gosh, which way do I go? Where do I put my time? Where do I put my effort in here? So you're overwhelmed this week because you're carrying a lot of opportunities, and things are lining up this week where you didn't think you had any options, but now you're getting offered multitudes of options. So it's like, what do I do? Now, how can this show up? This can show up, like, especially if you're job searching, right? Where it's like, oh, no, nobody wants me. All of a sudden you get a slew of different interviews, all of a sudden everyone's, calling you back. You're like, whoa, now I'm overwhelmed. If this is love, where it's like, my profile's been up, I really haven't connected. All of a sudden there's all these different options out there of like confusion of where have they been. Yeah, I feel this energy here of fear of picking the wrong thing or wrong person for some of you, but also you got to play Goldilocks here, okay? You got to try some things out. It doesn't mean you need to fully invest in it, but you emotionally have to feel it out this week. You got to feel out your options this week to see which one is the right one. And you know what? 7 of Cups with this is the 6 of Cups. So there's something here about your past coming back up again. Your past coming back up again. Now, this could be potentially meaning that if this is love related, it could be an ex coming up here with also new options coming up here. Which one are you going to choose, collective? We always go a little bit deeper here on the sponsored one. We have another row. Yeah, be prepared for communication, okay? Because there's wish fulfillment here. There is, but there's a fear here of picking the wrong one. There certainly is. Something is coming. There's an opportunity that you really wanted in the past that is coming back around, but it is also surrounded by other opportunities that also look enticing now. And one in particular, you just feel like it feels familiar. It feels like home. But you're not in the doors there yet. Just because it looks like home doesn't mean it is, How you're responding to this? Oh boy. Oh boy, a little defensive. Why now? Are you kidding me? You go from 0 to like being thrown and dumped all this stuff. And this is a blessing, believe it or not. It is, but it's just the way it's coming in is like, geez, like it's almost humorous for my collective. Greater opportunity here to be decisive, to be assertive, to ask questions, to communicate, to be logical about this. Do not let your emotions be in overdrive. Even though you're going to be overwhelmed and you're asked to feel into it, don't feel into something that may be an illusion. Your greater opportunity here is to ask questions. Be logical about this. Yeah, take a pause. You don't have to answer right away. You're allowed to say, let me think about this, or I need some time. I need to process. That's a balanced way of doing this. Your advice here. Okay, so you're going to be a little worried by this. It's just this fear of choosing the wrong thing. Because I don't believe my collective here. Oh my gosh, it is. It's like, I don't want to choose the wrong thing and feel ultimate betrayal. But the greatest gift that you have is communication this week. Use that Venus energy here. I feel like it's going to be coming in around that time, which was the middle of the week, right? And then of course we have Uranus coming in there with amplifying that communication, which to me feels like something old's coming in. So it's just something is being amplified here about the past, but you're being asked here to use your voice. Your final message here, collective, is this. There's a window here where conversations can change everything. And I feel it this week. Something said or not said carries more weight than usual. Be very, very mindful of how you're showing up and what you're entertaining this week. This isn't about saying more. It's about saying what matters. And I feel like saying what matters is to ask questions. Not to overreact, not to explain, ask questions and then listen, right? Your affirmation this week, collective. I speak with intention and my words create alignment in my life. I'm going to say it again. I speak with intention and my words create alignment in my life. All right, guys, those are the final message here for the evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you here tomorrow night for the Taurus reading. But if not, hopefully see you on Wednesday for the May forecast for the general readings. But if not, this is where we part ways. You guys take care. Have a good night.